Imagine a place filled with the steady hum of machinery, a clean, almost clinical scent in the air, and a river of green. Not a river of water, but a rolling conveyor belt loaded with freshly washed, thick, spiky aloe vera leaves. Close-up of thick, spiky aloe leaves moving along the belt. This is where the magic, or rather, the science begins. We're inside a modern beverage facility, a place where raw nature meets precise engineering. The goal today is simple but fascinating. We're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how that bottle of aloe vera juice in your refrigerator gets made. It's a journey that starts in a field and ends in a chilled glass, and every single step is carefully controlled. So, why all the fuss about aloe vera juice? For thousands of years, people have turned to this unique plant for its soothing properties. You've probably used the gel for a sunburn, right? When prepared correctly, the inner part of the leaf can be turned into a refreshing drink. People enjoy it for its unique texture, with those little bits of pulp, and for the potential wellness benefits that have made it a staple in health food stores and supermarkets alike. It's more than just a trendy beverage. It's a product with a long history and a very modern production line. To get from a tough, spiky leaf to a smooth, drinkable juice, there's a whole series of transformations that have to happen. It's a bit like a relay race where each station has a specific job to do. We'll follow the aloe leaf as it's harvested, washed, and inspected. Then we'll watch as the precious inner gel is carefully extracted and separated from the parts you don't want to drink. After that, it gets filtered, purified, and mixed with other ingredients to get the taste just right. It's a carefully choreographed dance between people and machines, all working together for the perfect final product. Our exploration will cover the entire process, from start to finish. We'll look at the high-tech equipment that makes it all possible, from industrial-sized blenders to state-of-the-art pasteurizers that ensure the juice is safe to drink. We will also see the critical role that skilled workers play in quality control, making sure every single bottle meets exacting standards. By the end, you'll understand the science, the safety, and the sheer effort that goes into every single bottle. So, grab your lab coat and safety glasses, figuratively of course, and let's dive into the fascinating world of aloe vera juice production. The first stop, the field where it all begins. Table of Contents, Part 2, Act 1, Harvesting and Raw Handling. Section 1, The Harvest, a Manual Art. Section 2, Arrival at the Factory, the First Wash. Section 3, Inspection and Sorting, the Quality Gate. Section 4, Final Preparation, Getting Ready for the Gel. Our journey doesn't start in the factory, but out in the field, under a wide open sky. Rows upon rows of aloe vera plants stretch out like a sea of green stars. Aloe barbadensis Miller, the species grown for thick, gel-rich leaves. Harvesting is a hands-on craft, passed down through generations. Workers walk between rows, scanning for the perfect leaves. Not just any leaf, they're looking for maturity. Too young, not enough gel. Too old, lower quality. A human touch and expert judgment decide the cut. Tool of the trade, a simple, sharp knife. A quick, precise cut at the base separates the leaf from the plant. Care is taken to avoid damaging the parent plant. Farmers pick the outer leaves. They pick the lower leaves, usually 3 to 4 leaves per plant. This sustainable harvesting keeps the plant healthy. Cut leaves begin to ooze a yellowish bitter liquid, aloin, latex. Aloin is a natural laxative. It must be removed. Processing starts right here in the field. Freshly cut leaves are stacked upright in bundles, leaning together. This lets the yellow latex drain from the cut end. Exudation. Drain time, about 30 minutes to 1 hour. If latex mixes with the inner gel later, it ruins taste and causes side effects. It's the first quality control step long before the factory. After draining, leaves are loaded into large crates or bins. Time is critical. Leaves lose benefits the longer they sit after harvest. Enzymes start breaking down the gel's complex carbohydrates. Crates are quickly loaded onto trucks, headed to the processing facility. The clock is ticking. The target: get leaves to the factory within 6 hours. The truck backs up to the receiving dock of the factory, and the air fills with the faint, earthy scent of fresh aloe. This is the first official checkpoint. Workers unload the crates of leaves, which can weigh up to 50 pounds each. Before anything else happens, each batch is weighed and given a tracking number. This is incredibly important for traceability. If a problem is ever found with a specific bottle of juice, the factory can trace it back to the exact field, the harvest date, and the time it arrived. This system ensures accountability and safety from the very beginning. The journey through the factory has officially begun for these green, spiky spears. Now it's bath time. The leaves, still dusty from the field, are tipped onto a conveyor belt that leads to the first washing station. This isn't a gentle rinse, it's a thorough cleaning. The leaves travel through a tunnel where they are sprayed with high-pressure jets of clean, cool water. The initial wash removes surface dirt, dust, sand, and any lingering insects. It's a noisy, wet process with water splashing everywhere. The leaves tumble and turn as they move along the belt, ensuring every inch of their tough outer rind gets a good scrubbing. After the high-pressure spray, the leaves often move into a large immersion tank. Think of it as a big industrial bathtub filled with sanitized water. Here, they get a second, more gentle wash. Sometimes a food-grade cleaning agent is used, like a mild chlorine solution or ozone-treated water. This is a critical food safety step. The leaves float and jostle in the water for a set amount of time before being lifted out by another conveyor belt, dripping and gleaming under the factory lights. From the immersion tank, the leaves go through one final rinse with potable water to wash off any residue from the sanitizer. Now they are clean, but the process of removing that bitter latex isn't quite finished. As they move to the next station, workers will often trim the top tip and the bottom base of each leaf. The base is where the leaf was cut from the plant, and it's where most of the yellow latex drained from. Cutting it off ensures that this concentrated area of latex is completely removed. The trimmed leaves are now one step closer to revealing the valuable gel locked inside their protective green skin. The clean, trimmed leaves now arrive at the inspection table. Human eyes and hands take over from the machines. A team of trained workers stands along a brightly lit conveyor. They are the first true quality gatekeepers. Workers pick up each leaf, turning it over, feeling its weight, examining it top to bottom, looking for bruises, looking for blemishes, looking for mold, looking for any damage. This job requires focus and a keen eye. Anything substandard is removed immediately. A leaf may be rejected for being too small, or for soft spots, or discoloration. Rejected leaves are often diverted to compost, or to non-food uses. Only the best leaves continue. Hands-on inspection can't be fully automated. Leaves are also sorted by size into grades. Machines are calibrated for specific size ranges. Grouping similar-sized leaves makes extraction efficient. A machine set for large leaves can mangle a smaller one, or fail to extract all the gel from the wrong size. Proper grouping ensures higher yield and consistency. Passed leaves are placed back on the main conveyor for final prep. Early commitment to quality is fundamental. No premium juice from subpar leaves. The perfect leaves move toward the sharp blades that await them. Section 4. Final preparation. Getting ready for the gel. Having been washed, trimmed, inspected, the elite group of aloe leaves arrives at the final preparation station. The goal here is to get the leaf ready for the filleting machine, which will separate the valuable inner gel from the outer rind. This step involves more precise cutting, done by skilled workers and by specialized machines. The first cut is to remove the serrated, spiky edges along both sides of the leaf. These edges contain very little gel and can interfere with filleting, so they have to go. Next, the leaf is cut into more manageable lengths. A full-sized aloe leaf can be 2 to 3 feet long, too big for the filleting equipment. Automated cross-cutters slice the leaves into uniform sections, usually about a foot long. Blades come down with a satisfying thwack. See the cross-section. Thick green outer rind, thin layer of yellow latex just beneath it. The translucent watery core, the fillet we want. With sides and ends trimmed, the flat green sections are now perfectly prepped. They are often given one last quick rinse to wash away any residual latex. They look different from the field. Clean, uniform, precisely shaped blocks of green. They sit on a conveyor belt, poised to enter the filleting machine. This machine will skin the leaf to release the pure, clear gel fillet. The stage is set for extracting the precious aloe vera gel. Table of Contents, Part 3, Act 2, Extraction, Filtration, and Processing. 5 sections. 1. The filleting machine, releasing the gel. 2. The first grind, from solid to slurry. 3. Filtration and purification, getting crystal clear. 4. The art of the blend, crafting the final flavor. 5. Pasteurization, making it safe and stable. Section 1. The filleting machine, releasing the gel. The prepped aloe leaf sections now enter the star of the show, the filleting machine. This is where the real magic happens. Think of it as a high-tech automated fish filleter, but for a plant. The sections of leaf are fed into the machine one by one, usually flat side down. Inside the machine, a series of rollers press down firmly on the top of the leaf, holding it in place. Then a long, razor-sharp blade moves horizontally, just underneath the top rind, slicing it away in one clean sheet. The green rind is separated and sent down a chute, destined for a different path. With the top skin removed, the glorious, translucent fillet of aloe gel is now exposed. It sits on top of the bottom rind, looking like a giant, wobbly piece of jello. The leaf section continues its journey through the machine. Now a second blade, positioned below, does the same thing to the bottom rind. It slides just above the green skin, expertly separating the gel fillet from its final attachment. What emerges from the other side of the machine is the pure, unadulterated heart of the aloe vera plant. This solid block of gel is what we've been working towards this whole time. The separated green rinds are not simply thrown away. In a modern, sustainability-focused factory, every part of the plant has value. These rinds are collected and often transported to a different part of the facility. They can be ground up and used as a nutrient-rich fertilizer for the aloe fields. In some cases, they might be processed to extract other compounds for use in cosmetics. This commitment to using the whole plant is not just good for the environment, it's also good business. Meanwhile, the freshly liberated gel fillets slide onto a new, spotlessly clean conveyor belt. They are immediately given a quick but thorough rinse with cool, clean water. This wash is crucial. It removes any last traces of the bitter latex that might be clinging to the surface of the gel. Even a tiny amount can affect the final taste. The glistening, clean fillets are now ready for the next stage of their transformation. They have been successfully extracted, but they are still in a solid, chunky form. The next step is to break them down into a liquid. Section 2. The first grind, from solid to slurry. The solid, jiggly fillets of aloe gel now move toward the machinery. This looks like a giant industrial food processor, the grinder or miller. Its purpose is simple: to break down the gel into a thick, viscous liquid. The fillets drop from the conveyor into a stainless steel hopper. Inside, rotating blades spin at high speed, chopping the gel. You hear a low, powerful whir as solid blocks become a pulpy, semi-liquid slurry. This initial grinding is carefully controlled to avoid generating too much heat. Many grinders have cooling jackets that circulate cold water around the machine. The result is a thick, lumpy liquid, often called a crude slurry. It contains the fibrous parts of the aloe fillet and needs refinement. Here, an important decision is made. Some manufacturers add enzymes. They may add cellulase. They may add pectinates. These enzymes act like biological scissors, breaking large fiber particles into smaller pieces. This reduces viscosity and improves the mouthfeel of the final juice. From the holding tank, the slurry is pumped toward the filtration system. Section 3. Filtration and purification. Getting crystal clear. The thick, pulpy slurry enters the filtration stage, a multi-step process to clarify and remove solids. The first step is often a pass-through of pulp or finisher. The slurry is pushed against the screen. The liquid and very fine pulp particles are forced through. Larger fibers and remaining chunks are held back, but the liquid is still cloudy and full of suspended solids. Next, the juice is pumped through progressively finer filters to achieve greater clarity. One common method is diatomaceous earth filtration. The juice is mixed with diatomaceous earth powder. The mixture is pumped through a filter press. The diatomaceous earth forms a fine, porous cake that traps even the smallest suspended particles. What comes out the other side is a much clearer liquid. For an even higher level of purification, many facilities use activated carbon treatment. The juice is passed through a column packed with activated carbon. Activated carbon is a master of absorption. As the juice flows through, the carbon removes anthraquinones, including the bitter aloin from the latex layer. This step is a critical final cleanup. Samples are taken and sent to the on-site quality control lab to test for purity, making sure aloin levels are well below legally required limits. Once it passes these tests, the purified juice is ready for the next step, blending and flavoring. Section 4. The art of the blend, crafting the final flavor. The clear purified aloe vera liquid is now a blank canvas. Now it moves to the blending tanks. The first ingredient added is almost always water. The pure aloe liquid is highly concentrated, so it's diluted with purified water. To balance the natural flavor, sweeteners are often added. To enhance the taste and also act as a natural preservative, food-grade acids are mixed in. Citric acid, malic acid. This is also the stage where flavorings and other functional ingredients are introduced. Depending on the product line, this could be natural fruit concentrates like mango, pomegranate, to added vitamins like vitamin C. If the final product is a juice with pulp, then a separate stream of pasteurized, diced aloe gel pieces is added to the blend at this stage. Laboratory technicians pull samples directly from the blending tank to test the mixture. They check the sugar content, the acidity, the pH level, and the flavor to make sure it perfectly matches the gold standard. Only when the quality control team gives the green light is the batch considered ready for the final critical step before bottling pasteurization. Section 5. Pasteurization, making it safe and stable. The fully blended and flavored aloe vera juice is now delicious, but it's not yet shelf stable. To ensure the final product is safe, it must undergo a process of pasteurization. In the HTST process, the juice is pumped through a series of thin, stacked metal plates. The juice is quickly heated to a specific temperature and held there for a very short period, usually just 15 to 30 seconds. Immediately after being heated, the juice is just as quickly cooled back down. This brings the juice temperature down rapidly. This rapid cooling is crucial. It locks in the freshness of the juice. While HTST is common, some facilities opt for alternative methods like cold pasteurization or high-pressure processing. In HPP, the juice is already sealed in its final bottle and is subjected to incredibly high pressure. Regardless of the method used, pasteurization is the final safety gate. The juice that emerges is now commercially sterile, safe to drink, and ready to be sent to the bottling line. Table of Contents, Part 4, Act 3. Bottling, packaging, and quality control. 1. The filling line, a sterile symphony. 2. Capping and labeling, giving the bottle an identity. 3. Final quality checks, the last line of defense. 4. Boxing and palletizing, ready for the world. The pasteurized and cooled aloe vera juice is now a finished beverage, but it needs a safe and sterile home. It is pumped from the holding tanks to the bottling line. This area is often enclosed in a special clean room. The empty bottles arrive on a conveyor belt after going through their own intense cleaning process. They are blasted with sterilized air and sometimes rinsed with a sanitizing solution. The heart of this section is the rotary filling machine. It's an amazing piece of equipment that looks like a high-tech carousel. The clean, empty bottles are fed onto the rotating platform, where they are whisked around in a circle. As each bottle moves, it passes under a series of filling nozzles. These nozzles descend precisely into the neck of the bottle and dispense an exact amount of the chilled aloe vera juice. The filling is done by weight or volume, and it's incredibly accurate. The process is a blur of motion, with bottles filling up in a constant rhythmic flow. For products that contain pulp, the filling process is even more sophisticated. This is often achieved using special fillers with wider nozzles and gentle agitation systems. As the filled bottles exit the rotary filler, they are still open to the air. They move immediately and swiftly to the next station. Capping. The time between filling and sealing is kept to an absolute minimum. Section 2. Capping and labeling. Giving the bottle an identity. Once filled, the bottles parade in a single file line toward the capping machine. The capping machine, grabbing caps from a large hopper. Caps are placed onto each bottle as it passes by. The machine tightens each cap to a precise torque. A sensor checks each cap and instantly rejects imperfect seals. Now the bottle is sealed and safe, but it's still anonymous. It needs an identity. Next stop, the labeling machine. A large roll of pre-printed labels feeds into the machine. The machine deftly applies a label. Rollers smooth the label. Puffs of air remove bubbles. The label shows vital info: brand name, product type, nutrition facts panel, ingredient list, barcode. Traceability info is also printed on the bottle or label. An inkjet or laser coder prints the batch code. It prints the production date. It prints the expiration date. That printed code is the bottle's fingerprint. It links back to the production run, the tank it came from, the farm that grew the aloe leaves. The fully dressed bottle now looks complete. Filled, sealed, given its identity. It has become a finished product, ready for the consumer. Section 3. Final quality checks. The last line of defense. Even after all the automated checks, the bottles must pass a final set of quality control inspections. High-speed cameras and sensors can inspect hundreds of bottles per minute. These systems can detect tiny defects and use a puff of air to push any imperfect bottles off the line. Beyond visual inspection, a certain number of bottles from every batch are taken as samples for microbiological testing. These samples are incubated for several days. This test confirms that the pasteurization process was successful. A hold and release protocol is often used. The batch is not cleared for shipping until the micro results come back clean. Another crucial test is shelf life testing. The quality control team will store samples and then test these samples periodically over the entire course of the product's stated shelf life. They check for any changes in flavor, color, texture, microbial safety. Finally, the integrity of the packaging itself is tested. Inspectors will check the seal on the caps. They might perform drop tests on cases. Only after passing this final barrage of tests is the product truly finished. Section 4. Boxing and palletizing. Ready for the world. The bottles that have passed every inspection now reach the end of the line. This is the domain of the case packer machine. A flat, pre-cut piece of cardboard is automatically folded into the shape of a box around the group of bottles. Another machine applies hot melt glue to the flaps and seals the case shut. The sealed cases then travel to the palletizer. The job of the palletizer, often a large robotic arm, is to stack these cases onto the pallet. The robot picks up a case, swings it into position, and places it down with perfect precision. Once the pallet is fully loaded, it moves to the final station, the stretch wrapper. The pallet is placed on a turntable that spins slowly while a large roll of clear plastic film is dispensed. The film is wrapped tightly around the entire stack of cases. The wrapped pallet is now a single, stable unit. The finished pallets are then transported by forklift to a large, climate-controlled warehouse. Here, they will wait to be loaded onto trucks. From a single leaf cut in a sunny field to this massive, neatly wrapped pallet, the transformation is complete. It has passed through a gauntlet of quality checks and has been safely bottled and packaged. The aloe vera juice is now finally ready to make the last leg of its journey to a refrigerator near you. And so our journey from a sun-drenched field to a chilled bottle comes to a satisfying close. We've followed the humble aloe vera leaf through its incredible transformation, a process that is equal parts agricultural art and high-tech science. It begins with the skilled hands of a farmer selecting the perfect leaf. We saw how those leaves were washed, trimmed, and inspected with meticulous care, ensuring that only the best of the best made it through the factory gates. Next, we moved into the heart of the factory. The filleting machine expertly separated the precious gel. We watched as that solid gel was ground into a slurry, purified through a series of filters and activated carbon, and finally transformed into a crystal-clear liquid base. The final act was a symphony of blending, bottling, and packaging. The ballet of the bottling line showcased the speed and precision of modern manufacturing. Every step is designed for safety, quality, and efficiency. In the end, what lands in your refrigerator is more than just a refreshing beverage. It's the culmination of a long and carefully managed journey. The next time you twist open a bottle and pour a glass, perhaps you'll notice the little details a bit more. You can appreciate the clarity of the juice and the consistent taste, born from precise blending. For a simple and refreshing treat, try serving it chilled, straight from the bottle, or pour it over ice with a squeeze of fresh lime and a sprig of mint. You can also blend it into your favorite fruit smoothie for an extra boost. Just remember to keep it refrigerated after opening to preserve its freshness. Cheers to the remarkable journey of aloe vera.